Jungkook came in the kitchen, ruffling his messy hipped hair and whining as he reached for a glass of water. The aroma of something delicious caught his attention, and his eyes landed on Hyeon, standing by the stove. She was wearing one of his oversized hoodies, her hair tied up in a messy bun. "Morning," he mumbled, leaning against the counter. She didn't respond. Jungkook blinked, looking confused. "Ah," Jungkook said, realization dawning as he smirked, tugging at his lips. "Silent treatment? Cute, let me guess. It's because of yesterday?" Yeon didn't even glance his way. He stepped closer, leaning in slightly. "You're still mad about the alarm clock thing, aren't you?" Finally, she turned her head just enough to glare at him before going back to her cooking. Her silence was loud. Jungkook smirked within as he worked closer, peeking over her shoulder. Yeon felt shiver running on her spine by his touch, but she will not show it now because she is in fighting mood now. "Come on, it's not that big of a deal. You're mad over a little noise. That did it." Yeon whipped around, holding the spatula like a weapon. "Little noise? Your alarm clock sounded like an air raid siren, Jungkook. My professor literally thought I was in danger." Jungkook chuckled nervously. "Okay, but I didn't know you had your university presentation, and it's Friday. Who has important calls on a Friday morning? Maybe if you listened to me instead of always zoning out when I talk, you would have known." Yeon retorted, turning back to her pan. "Some of us don't sleep in like bears like you." "Bear, really?" he teased, stepping closer again. "You're comparing your charming, handsome husband to a bear?" Hyun rolled her eyes. Jungkook leaned in even closer, his chin almost resting on her shoulder. His voice dropped lower, more playful. Hyun froze for a moment, her breath hitching. Jungkook noticed, and his smirk softening into something more genuine. "Seriously, I am sorry. I will set my alarms to private next time, okay? You are more important than my extra sleep." For a moment, Yeon hesitated, the spatula hanging limply in her hand. Then she rolled her eyes and muttered, "You would better." She grinned and wrapped his arm around her waist from behind, pulling her into his chest. "Get out," she said, trying to sound irritated. "Not a chance," he murmured. Jungkook's gaze flickered to her lips for a brief second, and Ivan's breath caught in her throat. Before either of them could make the next move, a cheerful voice interrupted. "What's going on here?" They both jumped as Jungkook's mother walked into the kitchen as she heard some bickering sound in the kitchen. "Do you two even stop bickering?" Yeon quickly pulled away, blushing as she went back to her cooking. Jungkook, on the other hand, smirked at his mother. "We don't bicker, we're just passionate communicators." "Passionate, huh? Yuan, sweetheart, what'd he do this time?" "Excuse me, why you always thought it's me who caused problems?" he offended. "Because you are the main troublemaker." Jungkook ground, Yeon chuckled. "Wow, what a nice morning. I can't win with lady," he said dramatically. "Stop your drama and go freshen up. We will have breakfast together." As Jungkook walked towards the stair, he suddenly turned back. Yeon raised an eyebrow at him, but before she could say anything, he leaned down and planted a quick kiss on her lips. Her eyes widened in shock, her body freezing as her face turned red. Mrs. Jeon glanced up from where she was arranging plates. "Everything okay, sweetheart?" Yeah. Yeon stammered. Mrs. Jeon shook her head, suppressing a chuckle as she muttered to herself, "These two are something else." Yeon glanced towards the office room where Jungkook sat on the couch, staring blankly at his phone. Yeon couldn't shake the unknown feeling in his chest. Yeon sank. Jungkook had changed, and not in the way she had expected. They used to bicker constantly, their playful arguments almost like a love language that only they understood. But lately, it was as if Jungkook didn't even have the energy to fight with her. At first, she thought it was just a phase, maybe a bad day or two, but days turned into weeks. Their conversations became shorter. He had stopped teasing her, stopped trying to make her laugh, stopped looking at her like she was his entire world, and it hurt more than she wanted to admit. Yuan tried to brush it off. Maybe he was tired, maybe he was distracted. Does he even love me anymore? She hated how her mind went there, but she couldn't help it. What Hyun didn't know was that Jungkook wasn't pulling away out of lack of love. He was drowning into pleasure of his work. The deadlines were relentless, the responsibilities piling up. He had been working late night, juggling meetings and projects, all while trying to keep his stress from peeling into their home. He thought staying quiet, keeping his distance would protect her from his frustration. But in doing so, he had unintentionally pushed her away.